Season 2, Reiner grabs Eren. Bertholdt grabs Ymir. And for about 30 terrifying minutes, Marley actually wins. They have the Attack Titan. They have the Founding Titan. They have everything they came for. And then Eren breaks free. Mikasa saves him. And the mission failed. But what if it didn't? What if Reiner held on just a little tighter? And Eren Yeager arrived in Marley not as a soldier, but as a prisoner. Because what happens next is not the story you think it is. What if Reiner captured Eren and brought him to Marley? Quick context. Reiner and Bertholdt's entire mission was simple. Get the Founding Titan, bring it back to Marley. In canon, they fail because Eren fights back. The Survey Corps rescues him and Reiner fails. But in this version, Reiner completes the mission. Eren is unconscious, captured, being carried across the ocean to Marley. No Mikasa, no Levi, no rescue. Just Eren Yeager alone in enemy territory. Here is the first plot twist nobody expects. There is one massive problem. They cannot use the Founding Titan because the Founding Titan's power is locked behind the royal vow of pacifism. And Eren, a non-royal, Marley's generals stare at each other. They have the most powerful Titan in existence, and they literally cannot turn the key. So they do the only thing they can. They lock Eren up, study him, experiment on him, try to figure out how to extract the Founding Titan's power. And the moment Zeke walks into Eren's cell, the plan that Marley thought they were running becomes Zeke's plan entirely. Here is where this alternate timeline gets genuinely fascinating. In canon, Zeke and Eren's relationship develops over years of secret communication. But in this version, they meet face to face. Brothers on opposite sides of the same war. Zeke expects a broken prisoner. What he finds is Eren Yeager sitting calmly in the corner, eyes open, watching everything. Zeke sits down across from him, and Eren says, I know who you are, because nobody outside his innermost circle knows about the euthanization plan. How? Eren taps his temple. Attack Titan memories. I've seen you. I've seen everything. Zeke realizes in that moment that Marley didn't capture a weapon. They captured the one person who understands exactly what Zeke is trying to do. But here is where it gets really complicated. Let's talk about what happens on Paradis when Eren doesn't come back. Mikasa. She immediately wants to launch a rescue mission. The Survey Corps is devastated. Erwin is the only person keeping anyone rational. And Erwin, brilliant, strategic, always 3 steps ahead. Armin starts asking the question everyone else is too emotional to ask. What does Marley actually want with Eren? And when he works through the answer, he realizes something terrifying. They want the Founding Titan. Mikasa, she walks directly into Levi and says, when do we leave? Now, in any normal situation, Levi would explain why storming an entire country is strategically impossible. Erwin immediately starts planning the most aggressive military operation in Paradise history. A full-scale invasion. Historia's royal blood kept safe on the island. And one singular objective. Get Eren back and make sure Marley never tries this again. The Survey Corps boards ships and sails toward Marley. Back in Marley, Eren and Zeke have reached an agreement. And what they agree to is going to destroy everything Marley thought they controlled. Here is what Marley gets wrong about having Eren as a prisoner. They assume that chains can hold the Attack Titan. They cannot. What holds Eren is not the chains. It is the calculation that make with Zeke. Because Eren knows Mikasa, Levi, and Survey Corps is coming. He can feel it in the Attack Titan's future memories. So he waits, learning Marley from the inside, and then, on day, he hears something that changes everything. Marley's generals are debating whether to execute him. They cannot unlock the Founding Titan without royal blood. They cannot control him. And keeping the most dangerous Titan shifter alive in their basement is starting to feel like a very bad idea. They set the execution. Eren has 2 days. He's done waiting. Eren transforms, and the explosion blow up Marley's military headquarters. Marley scrambles their warriors immediately. Reiner transforms. The armored Titan charges. The battle inside Marley's military, and then Eren does something nobody expects. He stops fighting. Reiner turns away from the battle completely and walking to reach their port because Eren has seen something in his future memories. The Survey Corps ships, but what Eren sees when he reaches the port changes his plan completely. Marley called for backup. Marley's full military fleet arrives at the same time as the Survey Corps ships. Mikasa sees Eren on the coast. She flies directly toward him. Levi takes the left flank. Erwin coordinates the right. Survey Corps, ADM soldiers cutting through Marley's naval forces from above. Reiner desperately trying to stop Eren, but here is where it gets truly devastating. Marley deploys their remaining Titans. Heart Titan, Jaw Titan, and Warhammer Titan. The math doesn't work in Paradise's favor, and then Zeke showed up as Beast Titan to protect Eren and use the Founding Titan power. Eren feels it the moment it happens, that pulse of absolute power flooding through his body. Every Wall Titan on Paradise, waking up as the Wall Titans begin crossing the ocean, coming directly through everything in their path. Marley's generals watch their radar systems light up, hundreds of signals, moving fast, coming from the direction of Paradise. And one general finally understands what they have done. They didn't capture a weapon. They gave it a target. Here is what this alternate timeline proves. Reiner completing his mission was supposed to end the threat of Paradise forever. Instead, it did 3 things Marley never planned for. It showed Eren exactly how Marley operates from the inside. It gave Erwin the justification to launch an offensive war. And it triggered the rumbling not in some distant future, but right in the middle of Marley's greatest military gathering. Reiner Braun spent years trying to complete a mission that would save Marley. And the one time he actually succeeded, he handed Marley its most devastating defeat. The mission was never the problem. The target was. You cannot capture Eren Yeager. You can only choose where he destroys you. Subscribe to Beyond the Plot, or click on this video where we explained what if Levi joined the Yeagerists. See you there!